Now on Nightside, after a day of ups and downs, the stock market closed in the red. What this means for your bank account.
The thunderstorms have tapered off for now, but there's more on the way in your Tuesday forecast. I'll take you through the day hour by hour.
As tariffs raise the prices of new tech, how you can save money the next time you need to buy a new laptop. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us for Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The Spokane Police Department is asking for your help to find a missing Indigenous woman. This is 65-year-old Pamela. They did not give a last name for Pamela. She was last seen on April 5th near the intersection of East Buckeye Avenue and North Crestline Street. Pamela is 5'3". She weighs 170 pounds and has brown eyes. Her clothing is unknown when she disappeared, but it is believed that she left the area on foot or boarded a bus. If you have any information about where Pamela may be, call Crime Check at the number on your screen, 509-456-2233. Tonight, for your money, after a volatile day, the stock market closed in the red again due to the new tariffs that took effect last week. ABC's Melissa Adon has the news.
Wall Street in turmoil amid the uncertainty over tariffs.
It's now America first, and we didn't put America first, we put America last.
The Dow posting its largest single-day point swing ever, at one point dropping 1,700 points, and then swinging up more than 2,500 points, and then ending the day down nearly 350 points. President Trump threatening an additional 50% tariff on China if Beijing does not remove retaliatory duties. Markets plummeting around the world in response, then skyrocketing in part after a false post on social media said the president was considering a 90-day tariff pause. But the White House debunked that rumor, sending the Dow and S&P 500 back into the red. Our Mary Bruce asking the president, would he consider a pause?
Your reaction to the markets today, and would you be open to a pause in tariffs to allow for negotiations?
Well, we're not looking at that. We have many countries that are coming to negotiate deals with us, and they're going to be fair deals.
But key Trump backer and billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman is urging the president to call a timeout, warning, we are heading for a self-induced economic nuclear winter, and we should start hunkering down, make cooler heads prevail. Americans like retired auto worker Jim Peterson from Michigan are worried about their 401ks.
There's nothing I can do. I'm just watching it crash.
As anxiety grows among consumers and business owners.
It is a guarantee that consumers will feel the impact of this.
Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, laptops and tablets are expected to get a lot more expensive under these new tariffs. So if your student is in the market for a new laptop this fall, you could be shelling out the big bucks. These price increases are expected to happen in a few months after the current tech inventory runs out. But local repair shops say that your current device might have more life in it than you think. Recycle Techs in Spokane Valley salvages technology from businesses to recycle and refurbish for their customers.
You could get away with a 5-10-year-old machine, potentially for writing documents, doing homework online. I've seen 11-year-old laptops, they get on Zoom and they have built-in webcams and they work just fine.
And since they're not buying as many new parts that are affected by the tariffs, Recycle Techs can afford to keep prices lower for their customers. Researchers at the University of Washington are sounding the alarm about federal budget cuts that could eliminate vital agricultural safety programs. As the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, or NIOSH, makes massive cuts in fears 2 of its NIOSH-funded programs could be at risk. The Pacific Northwest Agricultural Safety and Health Center at the University of Washington says it conducts vital research to protect farm and orchard workers across our state. Dr. Christopher Simpson, the center's deputy director, says their work focuses on pesticide safety and heat exposure protection.
More and more workers are going to get sick on the job, are going to get injured on the job. More and more workers are going to die on the job if this funding goes away.
The Washington Growers League confirms the center's research has made farming safer and is concerned it could be lost if federal budget cuts eliminate the program. According to Gas Buddy, the price of gas in Spokane is up 22 cents this week. That brings the average price to $4.03. This is 35 cents higher than it was 1 month ago, but 17 cents lower than it was a year ago in Idaho. The price is up 2 cents from last week. Analysts at Gas Buddy believe that while prices did go up this week, we should expect them to start to fall shortly. For those planning their commutes for tomorrow morning, be aware that a section of Pines Road between Pinecroft Way and Trent Avenue will be closed. Crews will be installing underground supports for a future rail bridge. It is part of a project to build a road under the tracks, like the one on Argonne. The closure is planned to last until 6 p.m., so make sure you give yourself extra time to take a different route in the morning and on the way home. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining me now, and it was quite a wild day for the weather department.
Yes, things got a little spicy right here at the station during the 5 o'clock news, but things have dried out a little bit in eastern Washington. We do still have a few isolated light sprinkles on this side of the border with some more steady rain in North Idaho. What we are not seeing in the last hour, any sign of thunderstorm activity, and we are going to be drying out here in the next hour or so for the rest of the night. Our forecast radar going through the overnight showing mostly dry conditions, a few isolated showers up along the border, and tomorrow morning we could see a few snow showers in the mountains. Then as we get into the afternoon, we do have another round of wet weather moving in, starting off as some shower activity, and then those embedded thunderstorms developing once again as we get into the afternoon and evening. Here's 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then we dry out again Tuesday night. But this time we're going to stay dry for a few days before the next round of wet weather comes in. Your Tuesday planner, again, it is going to be a dry start to the day, and I think we're even going to see some sunshine, 37 degrees our morning low. We're heading to a high of 55, which is just about average. That chance of showers and possible thunderstorms showing up in our forecast around 2 o'clock in the afternoon and continuing through the evening. I'll be back with some good news about the rest of the work week if you like sunny, warm weather. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
And who doesn't like that? All right, thank you, Chris. Well, soon you'll need more than just your standard driver's license to get on a flight in the U.S. The deadline for the Real ID is coming up fast, leaving many of us scrambling to get an accepted ID before the next flight. Enforcement of Real ID is set to begin May 7th. It has been delayed many times over the years, but most agree this date will stick. In Washington, driver's licenses will have an American flag marking that it's a real ID, and in Idaho, there will be a star.
You know, there's always the hope that the TSA agent will be maybe graceful, but we're not expecting them to do that because it's a federally mandated program, and so odds are they're not going to bend the rules for just one person.
To get a real ID in both states, you have to show up in person and bring along several documents, including a passport or birth certificate, a utility bill, and current driver's license or ID card. The cost will vary based on how many years your real ID is valid. In Washington, it's $100 for 4 years.
Well, after getting swept by the Giants this past weekend, a Mariners win back at home feels sweet against another AL West team. It was Seattle hosting Houston in T-Mobile Park, and after Game 1, the M's are back in the win column. Nothing big offensively happened until the 5th inning. Ryan Bliss was up to bat there, and it's a 2-run homer to left field. That gets the Mariners on the board. Now their offense is a little stagnant until the 8th. This is Jorge Polanco. Ground ball off of the Astros pitcher. Gets to sneak through the center, sending 2 runners home. Now Seattle is up 4-3. It's going to be the Astros up to bat at the top of the 9th, but shortstop J.P. Crawford gets the chance to make an incredible play. That diving catch continues with the side body throw from the ground. The Astros are out at the 1st. Mariners slow the momentum enough to keep the lead, and it holds at 4-3. Again, that incredible diving catch by JP. The series continues tomorrow, same time, same place. That's a 6:40 first pitch in T-Mobile Park.
All right, Sydney, thank you. A proposed ban on flavored tobacco products is dividing lawmakers in Olympia. Some say it protects kids, while others believe it could push sales underground.
Peak of the night tonight is from our friend Andrea Derrickson. A beautiful sunset with a moody sky. Almost looks like a Monet over the rolling hills around Valley Ford. Thank you so much, Andrea, for the picture. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Portable Cedar Cabins.
All right, so let's begin.
Spend 2025 with Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, no one else is clapping?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers. Integrated, innovative, inspired.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado.
Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Check it out. At Planet Fitness, you can get free fitness training.
We're mixing it up.
We're not slowing down. I'm checking my form.
55 lifting 70.
You coming? Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, April 11th.
Coats for Kids Closet Cleanout is brought to you by 4 News Now at STCU.
Spring is in the air, and to celebrate, Riverfront Spokane and Idaho Central Credit Union will be hosting the ICCU Spring Market. Local vendors will be attending, selling everything from food to handcrafted goods, and there will also be a pet fashion show and a petting zoo open throughout the day. This event is scheduled to take place April 9th from noon until 6 p.m. Admission is free. For a full list of the local vendors, visit our website, kxly.com. It's not lost on me that I'm sitting here talking about a pet fashion show, and that was made fun of in a movie.
Oh my gosh, it certainly was. That is grade A baloney. You are a serious journalist.
At least we're not being asked to go cover it. We'll just talk about it.
Oh, yet.
Yeah, no, I should knock on some wood there. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, let's talk about the weather. Let's do it.
Very spring-like.
Yes, it is. A dry start to the day on Tuesday. Then the afternoon showers are back. Possible thunderstorms, and we'll be drying out midweek. We're really getting the best of all worlds. Some rain, some nice days, more rain. Got to keep this going. Here's one of the reasons, this background photo on the Palouse. We've got a lot of things to grow, and of course, heading into the dry season, anything we can do to keep that fire season at bay for as long as possible. And this certainly helps. We had a 1/4 of an inch of rain at the airport. You may have had more at your house. Most of this, well, all of this was from this morning's rain. This evening's showers did not produce any measurable rain out at the airport. But again, you may have had plenty at your place. We're pretty close to our year-to-date average, as here we are in the 4th month. Tomorrow, we do have another chance of measurable precipitation. It really picks up between about 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we have our best chance of thunderstorms, and then it begins tapering off. By this time tomorrow, we should be dry for the most part. Tracking our weather pattern, we do have more wet weather on the way for tomorrow, and then we are going to see high pressure building in. Here is 7 o'clock on Wednesday. That's going to keep the showers away. until we get into Thursday night. Here's Thursday at 11. We have a system coming through that's going to bring a chance of rain, and then we'll dry out again. Let's take a look at our precipitation chances over the next several days. 60% chance Tuesday. And then it goes down to 0 Wednesday, 0 Thursday, but then late Thursday, overnight, we have that chance of rain. We'll be mostly dry by Friday, only a 10% chance of measurable rain, and then 20% on Saturday. But right now, the weekend is looking pretty good, although not especially warm. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days shows a couple of days right about average, and then we zip up close to 70 degrees, staying above average for Friday before we're back in the mid-50s for Saturday and Sunday. Here's your 7-day planning forecast. Tomorrow, pretty good chance of showers, possible thunderstorms, a high of 55. Wednesday is going to be the sunniest day of the week. That is a good chance that we're going to see the clouds increasing late in the day Thursday with that chance of rain overnight. Dry on Friday with a high of 62 and then a 20% chance of showers on Saturday. We are going to stay dry on Sunday. A slight chance of rain back in the forecast as we get into the middle of next week, but not the 60s of the weekend that we just enjoyed, but 50s, that's not bad.
Really nice. And I like that Wednesday, you said, is our best chance of sun.
Yes.
I'm excited for
That's
that.
looking very nice.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, the Spokane River Keeper, a nonprofit that helps protect and restore the Spokane River, is suing Purina Mills. The lawsuit claims that Purina Mills, a feed company for livestock, has violated the Clean Water Act by failing to monitor and report what is in its stormwater runoff, as well as lacking stormwater pollution prevention measures.
That stormwater is then discharged directly into the river, and without the proper measures to protect our river from the stuff that's on your site, it's going to go right into our river and can potentially harm wildlife and impact our uses.
The Spokane River Keeper says it hopes to work with Purina Mills to come up with a plan to monitor what is flowing into the river and ensure it is safe for everyone to use. We did call Purina Mills to ask for a comment today and did not hear back by news time. In Olympia, a committee met to discuss a bill that could ban the sale of flavored tobacco products. Murrow News fellow Albert James has the story.
These products don't contribute to the social well-being of our communities. They definitely don't contribute to the health and well-being of our children.
Democrat Christine Reeves of King County is prime sponsor of House Bill 2068, which would ban the sale of flavored tobacco products like vapes and menthol cigarettes. Reeves pushed similar restrictions in another bill this session, which failed to advance, though this proposal goes a step further and increases taxes and fees around manufacturing, selling, and buying tobacco products, including a $2 increase in the tax on a pack of cigarettes, adjusted to inflation every 3 years. Reeves says the increased taxes backfills lost revenues from flavored products being off the market, while also funding efforts to get people away from the dangers of tobacco.
The intent is really to ensure that we are getting at consumer education, that we're focusing on how we address youth prevention and adult cessation, and that we hopefully address some of the enforcement needs of the Liquor and Cannabis Board to be able to address this uptick.
A handful of high school students testified in support of the legislation. They say teens are targeted by vapes' fruity flavors, contests, and other marketing ploys, with the resulting addiction getting in the way of kids learning, playing, and living healthy lives.
Flavored tobacco pulls teens in. It smells like candy, looks like candy, and it feels harmless, but it's not. And I've seen students at my school, classmates, friends, get hooked before they even realize what's happening.
Opponents argue flavored vape products are a less harmful alternative to traditional cigarettes, and adults should have access to them. They say youth use of tobacco has declined in recent years, with store clerks being responsible in keeping products away from kids.
We are the first line of defense, and our efforts are working. The current system of licensed retailers, strong minimum age laws, and government oversight is working.
Retail groups also argue the ban would cause a drop in revenue for businesses and force some to close their doors. They believe a ban would push the tobacco market underground and potentially cause more harm.
Increasing taxes doesn't necessarily limit or reduce
people who are trying to access tobacco or encourage cessation. Instead, it actually just forces them to purchase from an unregulated or illicit market.
There's a deadline Tuesday for legislation to move forward, but a spokesperson for the House Finance Committee chair says generally bills with taxes are not subject to that cutoff. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Well, the Airway Heights Fire Department is set to move into a brand new public safety building, replacing the department's 57-year-old fire station. The new public safety building will eventually house the city's police department, city hall, courts, and administrative services. The Airway Heights Fire Chief says it's seen a 172% increase in calls over the last decade.
Let us expand on some of our services that we currently can't provide. We hope to have more dorm rooms built in the future phase, which will give us an opportunity to have resident firefighters. That helps save our taxpayers money.
The later phases of construction will include building dorm rooms so the fire department can have resident firefighters. New cases of measles close to home have local health officials concerned. What you can do at home to stay safe when we come back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Attention all men. Low on energy, low drive, need to lose a few pounds? Concerned about your testosterone level? From hormone replacement therapy and weight loss services to IV therapy and aesthetics, Revival Wellness Clinic has everything you need to look and feel your best.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Persil. The color's still vibrant for out late, out cold, outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Persil.
ABC's World News Tonight at 4 News Now, when the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home, watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Today, Grady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With Dream Ahead College Investment Plan, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Trouble losing or managing your weight? Finally, an easy and affordable medical weight loss solution you can do in the comfort of your home. From hormone replacement therapy to IV therapy and aesthetics, Revival Wellness Clinic has everything you need to look and feel your best.
The biggest indoor custom car show in Washington State returns April 11th through the 13th.
Welcome back. As the measles outbreak continues around the U.S., another CDC team has been sent to Texas as a second child has died of the virus. The CDC says there are now more than 600 confirmed cases nationwide. ABC's Rena Roy has the story.
An 8-year-old girl dying in Texas from the measles, the second child to die from the virus as the state faces its worst outbreak in 30 years. The Texas Health Department confirming the child was hospitalized and passed away on Thursday from what the child's doctors described as measles pulmonary failure. The child was unvaccinated and had no underlying conditions. Another unvaccinated child in Texas died of measles in February, which was the first measles death in the nation in a decade.
It is very hard to see these kids. You see them struggling to breathe. They don't want to eat or drink. They're dehydrated. They have high fever. They're miserable.
In Lubbock, Texas, officials confirming several cases at a daycare. The CDC announcing today they're deploying another response team to the state where there are now almost 500 cases, assisting local health officials as they try to control the growing number of cases in this outbreak. Nationwide, more than 600 cases have been reported across 21 states, more than double the number we saw all of last year, according to to the CDC. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. attending the 8-year-old girl's funeral in Texas Sunday, posting on X the most effective way to prevent the spread of measles is the MMR vaccine. Kennedy has come under fire from many public health officials and experts for downplaying the seriousness of the measles outbreak in Texas and not pushing for widespread vaccination. In the past, he's stressed getting the MMR vaccine is a personal choice and publicly questioned its safety and necessity.
Now, if we continue at this rate of cases, health experts say we could potentially surpass numbers not seen since the early 90s. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And meanwhile, closer to home, we have a third confirmed case of the measles in Washington state. Snohomish County Health Department was notified of a confirmed case in an infant on April 1st. The health department says people in Snohomish and King counties could have been exposed to the disease. According to officials, the best way to protect yourself and your family from getting sick is by getting the measles vaccine. Children need 2 doses of the vaccine, and as babies, and another as they reach school age. In Washington state, all children under the age of 19 can get the vaccine for free. April is Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month, and officials from the Mayo Clinic are trying to teach people about the disease. Parkinson's is the second most common neurodegenerative disorder in the U.S. It affects the central nervous system and can cause people difficulty in controlling their body. Early symptoms can include a slight tremor in your fingers or your chin.
One thing that's important to note with Parkinson's is often it's asymmetric, which means it starts with symptoms on one side and then can develop to having symptoms on both sides.
The Mayo Clinic urges people to visit the doctor if you notice sudden body stiffness, have difficulty walking, or if you begin having trouble showing emotion in your face. Gonzaga's Michael Ajayi found a new home after entering the transfer portal. In 2 minutes, Sydney Berger will be back with where he'll be playing next season.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Renewal by Anderson.
Not everyone can be as perfect a parent as Dan Connor.
Darlene, get your stuff. You're moving down to the basement.
You're the best, Dad.
I've always said, we treat each other with respect.
Wear glasses. It makes you look smart. That's the nicest way you've ever called me stupid.
And we stick together. We always said if kids were still alive at the end of the day, we did our job. Makes me realize we did the right thing by not selling them.
The smart thermostat just got smarter, and Bill's Heating and AC wants you to experience the difference. For a limited time, new customers will receive the brand new Nuve Smart Thermostat free with every full system tune-up. And right now, the tune-up is just $59. Enjoy 24/7 monitoring, total control of your home's comfort, and help prevent costly breakdowns, all with one phone call. Call 208-777-5528 to claim this limited time offer today.
It's hard saying goodbye to your car, so AutoNation makes it easy to say hello to your next one. Shop over 25,000 used vehicles now at AutoNation.com. Plus, we'll buy your car and pay you the same day. Visit AutoNation today.
Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap.
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the one call that's all, guys.
You deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Don't worry, it's just me. It's Chad from the Easy Home Buyer.
Selling your home doesn't have to be scary. At the Easy Home Buyer, we make it simple, fast, and hassle-free, so you can focus on your next chapter.
The Florida Gators are the 2025 college basketball champions after beating the Houston Cougars by just 2 points. It was so surprising for a lot of people.
I know, and a close game for these two premier programs. Again, it was kind of expected. Both of them won seeds, but it was a little bit closer than maybe anticipated right at the very end. Head coach for Florida Gators, Todd Golden, shares what shared this Gators team apart tonight.
Obviously, we have an incredibly talented group, one of the most talented groups individually in America, but I do think what separates us and what has separated us all season long is our team talent and the way our guys have played together and for each other all year. And because of that, we can call each other national champions for the rest of our lives.
Well, again, just 2 points separate the national champions from the empty-handed Houston Cougars. That's the team that knocked the Gonzaga Bulldogs out of March Madness in the second round. The final score from tonight's title game, 65-63. And the women's championship game ended in kind of opposite, lopsided fashion yesterday. UConn was given their 12th national championship trophy, which is the most by any men's or women's Division I program in NCAA history. Paige Bueckers, regarded as one of the best women's basketball players in this college season, spent 5 years in the Huskies program. She describes the journey as one full of gratitude, adversity, and everything in between. So when Bueckers was subbed out with 90 seconds of game left, the first thing she did was embrace her head coach and her team.
Every single relationship that I've built throughout the years here, you just try to encapsulate it in one hug for 5 seconds, but just every single person that I went down the line and hugged just meant so much to me and meant so much to the team. And so just like I've been saying, just a state of gratitude.
The Huskies beat the South Carolina Gamecocks 82-59. Well, Michael Ajayi, former Gonzaga forward, has found a new home since entering the transfer portal last week. He's going to stay a Bulldog, but headed to Butler and to play in the Big East. He's one of 3 Zags with eligibility left who hopped in the portal. The Spokane Chiefs are moving on to the second round of the WHL playoffs for the first time since the 2018 season. While they await their opponent, the Chiefs know they've got to keep this spark on offense going. Through 5 games, 3 players from Spokane each logged a hat trick, including most recently Shea Van Olm scoring 3 goals in Game 5 to seal that series against the Giants. Today, Berkeley Catton was named WHL Player of the Week for his performance through the first round. He scored 2 goals, tallied 8 assists for Spokane, and the Chiefs expect to learn their opponent late tonight. That series between Everett and Seattle is still going on, forced into 2 overtime periods so far. Everett is holding that lead right now, so we'll have an update on the Chiefs' playoff opponent on our website, KXLY.com. 4 News Now will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Want to sleep in an extra hour?
Yes.
French toast and homemade syrup?
Yes.
Hey, want to play 9?
Yes.
How about a credit union with low loan rates, no hidden fees, online banking, and friendly member services?
Yes.
Experience how good yes can feel.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first. But when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let his own maintenance take a back seat. Well, maybe it's time to shift gears on that. Aspen Dental has complete, affordable care all under one roof. Plus, free exams and x-rays for new patients without insurance and 20% off treatment plans for everyone. Making it easier to get started with quality care. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Chance of showers and thunderstorms again tomorrow, but we're going to skip the morning rain. Most of the day is going to be actually quite lovely. Wednesday, sunny, and then warm Thursday.
Yeah, that does feel almost 70s.
Yes.
Back to our weekend weather. Right in the middle of the week.
You have a day off coming up,
I know, it's
don't
my
you?
weekend. It's my weekend, guys. Come on.
I know, she deserves it. All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. And we hope you join us for Good Morning Northwest starting at 5 a.m. and then right back here for 5 and 6 tomorrow night. Have a good night.